So guys, it's your boy Hollow, and it's been a while. It's probably been more than a year. But what had happened was my PC was down for a while. It wasn't down for a year essentially, but I had left the server for a few months, and my PC has been down for a few months. So I recently ordered the parts to repair it, and here I am. So I'm gaming at like steady, you can say steady 60 FPS again. And don't expect perfect English from me because I'm from the Caribbean. But essentially, what I wanted to do today was to not teach you how to play Duskblade, but to pretty much run through the basics of things that you must do if you want to be a good Duskblade. Now, currently on Abyss, I'm absolute trash because 90% of the server out there is me. I mean, when I came back, I was able to kill a few people being G16, although they had G17 stuff. I ended up having to purchase, G17 weapons to kind of be on par with, some people. You can say most of the server right now. But it doesn't really do much because there are times when I've been in a fight for like 5 minutes straight, CC locking someone, they have literally no chance of retaliating, and the minute they get to use one combo on me, I die. That's how bad the gear difference is right now, and the balance on Abyss is. I'm probably not even gonna stick around on this server for too long if I find something better. So yeah, let's get into the tutorial. And the very first and most important thing you need to do on a Duskblade is to open this menu, go to hotkeys, right? And you need to change your skill menu, quest menu, and expressions menu. Now, this is a must for a Duskblade, and the reason being is your second, or what I consider your second most important skill, Gale Mark. This skill leads into your combo chain, right? When you do this, these 3 skills come up, and to continue your combo chain, you need Q, E, and R. Now, you can always set up macros, but if you do set up macros, being as like fights change and there are different scenarios, you're not gonna always be able to pull off the best play using macros. So I personally use Q, E, and R, and for me it's best because you can switch up your gameplay at any point in time based on what the person uses. If you want to retaliate differently, you can do that. So Q, E, and R for me is the best option. I do have macros set. I have this one, which is my constellation macro, and I only use it when I'm sure to pull off something like a Destiny Hunter, lock. And there's also this, I have a repeater on Gale Mark and Everlasting Oath, and this is for Reaper mode. So you can go Reaper mode, and pretty much anyone who has been playing Duskblade for a while knows you can spam this. Now, a good way of using this, you can use Vacuity for example, and while you're immune to stuns, use Saber Beat and spam those 2 skills, especially like if you're fighting an assassin. Now, in most cases, you could probably kill them without them being able to retaliate, or knowing how fast you can do damage, or out heal their damage by using Saber Beats. On the server currently, it's possible they may just kill you with 1 elimination if they use gear swaps, because most people here are swapping like 8 pieces of gear, and the balance is absolute. I don't even want to put a bad word to it, but it's garbage. So I'm not gonna stick around the server, but at the same time I can still give people a little insight into mastering a Duskblade. So use your Gale Mark, master these combo chains. This leads to another triple combo chain, and E would be your paralyze skill, R would be Eternity, which has a chance to stun and makes you immune, but gives you a 35% chance of being immune to statuses for like 5 seconds. So practice those and see if you can memorize the combos, because I have it memorized. It's even after years. I could probably not play Duskblade for a year or 2 and remember everything perfectly. As long as my skill setup is the same way, I could definitely pull that off. And remember I mentioned Gale Mark to be the second most important skill, right? Now to me, this is the most important Duskblade skill. Annular Eclipse. And essentially, anyone who's played Duskblade, they know what this does. So it curses your opponent, and whatever 2 skills they use after it, it extends the cooldown by a minute. So if the original cooldown is 30 seconds, it's gonna extend it to 1 minute and 30 seconds, right? Now imagine you're fighting another Duskblade and you use this and they use Gale Mark. You have successfully cancelled this one, right? So that's 1, 2, 3 skills. Then another 3 from the combo chain. That's like 7 skills that you've successfully cancelled, bro. And they would have to fight you without a combo chain for a minute. You know, it's most likely that would guarantee you a win on a G16 server, unless the person is extremely well versed in a Duskblade and they know how to handle that situation. But on this server, I can't guarantee that because of the G17. And being as people can have like an offensive and defensive weapon with procs, different procs, they can proc dim light right now and have another 20 seconds to wait for dim light, but switch into wind chill and that can proc like 10 seconds down the line, and then that would mean essentially their dim light can proc another 10 seconds from there. So it's really nutty how the server works and the balance works right now. I really wish it was not a G17 server and it was still the way it was, because I feel like the server right now is more of a gear based server than a skill based server. It's really pay to win in my opinion at this point. Next thing I want to talk about is this skill pretty much avoids all of a Duskblade CC except Slash of Pride, and you can either instant cast this skill and it's gonna last 3 to 6 seconds, or you can fully cast it and get a 9-second disarm. So you can disarm someone in Fate and essentially after them be like exhausting their genie, force them into using either a pot or some form of defensive strat like a stealth, or depends on what class you're fighting, but it really does come in handy. You know, then there's Reflection of the Moon. You can use this against a Duskblade, I mean a Blade Master for increased damage from Heaven's Flame. You can use it against a Barb for Invoke. You can use it against a Venno if you want to bewitch them out of their Fox form for more damage. There's many ways you can use this, you know. So there's a lot of things you need to practice as a Duskblade to get really good at. Then there's Dragon Trap. A lot of people would, you know, let the skill go off because it hits 4 times. And I've talked to a few Duskblade who was like, yeah, you know, it's smart to let it hit the 4 times because it's more damage, but really and truly it's not. Duskblades have so much damage potential that you don't need to rely on Dragon Trap hitting 4 times. So any seasoned Duskblade, what they do is they fully charge it, and on the first hit they press escape, right? And when they press escape, they cancel Dragon Trap. Now what that leaves is a longer window for you to pull off another combo without dropping your paralysis. So you can literally stack paralysis on top of paralysis. And if you're in Reaper form where your Gale Mark has no cooldown, you can literally like just pull off a combo with something like this. So you can cancel Dragon Trap, go into Grief combo, you know, then still go into Stigmorphic combo. If you want, you can still use Eternity, you know. Then you can charge up, time it. You know, it's crazy how much potential you have as a Duskblade if you understand how the skills work, you know. There's not much else I can talk about. There's Settling Ripple, which people cancel for a kind of AD effect. I don't cancel it essentially, unless I'm fighting another Duskblade who, you know, uses it after me. I would cancel it so I can go into Umbrella or something to avoid being paralyzed. But I don't essentially cancel my Ripple, you know. The last thing I want to talk about is Quadrature, right? Give me a sec. I should have had some water on the side of me while I'm talking so long. Sorry about that. I don't have COVID. But yeah, so Quadrature now. Before I left the server, we never used that skill whatsoever, unless it's mass PK or 1 versus 1 against a heavy class. But in terms of 1 versus 1s against light armor, and arcane armor, we never used Quadrature. It was literally a skill where you could probably go to like world chat and be laughing like, yo, I just killed the best Duskblade on the server, the best assassin on the server. And if you told this, like in world chat, if you said that you kill them by using quadrature and shadow prey, the server will literally be like, psh, like they would laugh at you, bro, because it takes literally no skill for that combo to kill somebody. It's literally luck, you know. It's not even something predictable where you can say, oh, I must AD this, but even if you do AD it, you're wasting your genie on the potential that the fact that you probably could have survived, and still it doesn't really count for much to kill someone like that. So we never really use quadrature in 1v1s except against heavy armor because it doesn't really one-shot them, and we didn't use it with shadow prey. So the way we use quadrature now, we used to cancel it the same as dragon trap, but there's a trick to it. It's not going to work on this dummy because the dummy does not take increased damage as a debuff with quad, I don't think. But you essentially wait for the second hit, which is the increased damage, and you cancel it and go into another combo, which would be either Stigmorphic or Grief, right? So what I would do is something like this, you know, and 1, 2, 3 back into Grief, you know. But we never use quadrature shadow prey. It was just like the most bogus, no skill thing ever. If you have ever encountered really good Duskblades like Reader, for example, and you watch him fight, he would probably fight a Duskblade and they would be using quadrature trying to kill him, and he still would not use it even if he had the opportunity to, you know. And I would do the same. I would never use quadrature in that, like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The ultimate, I don't really use it that much in 1v1s either, except versus maybe an assassin. If I know they're about to pop title again and I need to get a quick reset on skills to continue my CC chain, I'll probably use it, but other than that, I don't really use it. So yeah, that's the fundamentals. This skill to me is the absolute best skill on Duskblade, and let me give you another reason why. Let's say for example you're in mass PK and a Mystic is spam healing teammates. They're not expecting certain things at that point. They're just focusing on spam this heal, just pressure this hotkey, you know. They're just popping one key, just spamming heals. So if you drop this on them, there's probably like a 99.9% chance that they're going to use the heal and it's gonna get cursed and they can no longer spam heals. And Mystics have like one of the most OP heals in the game, so this skill can make the difference between you winning PK or losing a PK, you know. Essentially that's the fundamentals. The rest is up to you. Duskblades are practice makes perfect class. If there's anything else you want me to get in-depth into, because there are more in-depth details, but off the top of my head it's not something that I can really get into like that. I'm just showing you the things that are most important. First to change your hotkeys so you don't accidentally pop up a menu while trying to combo chain, and knowing how and when to use your skills. Understand what skills you need to cancel, what skills you need to bypass certain other skills like Fate, for example, using the Slash of Pride to the sound. That was my whole goal here. So if this video helped you, then I'm glad I could help, bro. So I may post future content, or I may just, you know, leave the server and find something better, you know. Other than that, I might just stick to games like Apex or Smite or something else, but hopefully I stick around. Hopefully the game becomes less pay to win, because for me, I would rather a server where I can gear on my time and I don't have to wait on a day to pass by to reset an event or an instant or whatever, so I can farm another piece of gear. But yeah, so that's it for the tutorial. There's not much else I can teach you. I'll leave the practicing up to you. Become a god tier Duskblade, and yeah, hopefully I can fight you. Hopefully it's more on a balanced terms than the server is now. But yeah, peace out, bros, and keep practicing, you know.